the leaders. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Africa is a poor continent. We are here to help them. We are raising funds to go and help Africans. Africa, we need development aid to help them. Africa agenda, whatever, we need to contribute because the people in Africa, the majority population in Africa are suffering. But today, the Sahelians, brave women, have a message for France. That France should not make us feel guilty. We shouldn't be made to feel like we are victims. That what we are seeing in the Sahel is as a result of the intervention that happened in Libya. It is connected. And that after the intervention in Libya, what is the Libya they promised the people today? Look at Libya. Look at Afghanistan. And that what we are seeing, the two groups, isn't only a threat in Mali or in the Sahel. It is a threat to all of us. And that they have to stop saying that they are here to help us. They are never here to help us. Without Africa, there is no France. So the notion that they are here to help us should end. And they went ahead to talk about how they claim they are here to develop Africa with their development aid. And the aid they give to us, which only makes the African a slave. That if you cannot develop the people, you cannot help them. So the people develop themselves and the people help themselves. So as long as people cannot develop us, they cannot be of help to us. So the notion that they are bringing aid, developmental aid to Africa should be a thing of the past because they cannot ever in any way develop Africa.
30 seconds. I just want to remind Mr. President that what is happening in the Sahel is only the consequence of what was done in Libya. That intervention in Libya where you forgot. When I speak of you, I am not talking about you personally. I am talking about your position. You forgot about the existence of the African Union. Mr. President, as you like to say, we are in Mali to help Mali. If we hadn't come to the Sahel, there wouldn't be a government in Mali right now. I want to tell you that if it weren't for Africans, there wouldn't be a France today. We are connected. We are connected. We are connected. Stop saying that you came to help us. No, because terrorism doesn't only threaten Mali. You are threatened as well. Stop making us feel guilty by putting us in the position of victims.
But Mom, I'm not making you feel guilty.
Mr. President, I haven't finished.
I'm not making you feel guilty. I'm trying to actually restore a reciprocal and respectful dialogue.
Yes.
We weren't there just for our own interests when we arrived in Mali in 2013. That's a fact. However, what you said about Libya, I've said it several times as president. I agree with what you said. In Libya, we did not respect the sovereignty of a people, and that was a mistake.
All right. Thank you for acknowledging that. And if you recognize that, you'll see that what is happening in the Sahel is only the consequence of that intervention. So you are in the Sahel to correct the mistake you made in Libya. And in trying to correct those mistakes, you are making other mistakes. Mr. President, I remind you that foreign military intervention has never solved a problem. What is Libya like today? What is Afghanistan like today? So military intervention is not going to fix things. I don't want my country to end up like Libya. Take responsibility and above all, stop saying that you are here to help us. No, you are not here to help us. We are in this together. We have a common enemy and we are fighting it together. And finally, these recent exchanges, these last few days between you and the Malian authorities, it's just a disgrace.
My name is Raimwende Eldakwama. I am proud to be African. I am Burkinabe, and I am truly a person of great integrity. Thank you. So, there is absolutely no need for me to specify that all of my remarks today will be guided by truth, by sincerity, and by complete frankness. Without any filter, Mr. President. My point will revolve around all these perceptions. And if we are to talk about perceptions and these false concepts that are incompatible with the reality of our people, we must especially address the outdated, unsuitable, and demeaning vocabulary that still appears in your speeches and in those of your institutions when you speak to Africa or when you raise funds to help Africa. Among these expressions, there is one that always catches my attention and in the end bothers me. Development aid. Mr. President, aid, as long as it does not help, as long as it does not lead to freeing oneself from aid, as Thomas Sankara said, must be done away with. Because aid, that kind of aid, makes one a slave. This kind of aid prevents people, populations from making it on their own through their own abilities because they are capable of it, Mr. President, and you should know that. The best is within each of us, no matter our origin. So I will continue by quoting here the late Joseph Kizerbo, an African intellectual. Surely you know him, you read a lot. Isn't that right, Mr. President? He said, and I quote, "You don't develop people, people develop themselves." End of quote. So if you can't develop people, you also can't help them develop. Development aid has been circulating in Africa for nearly a century. It doesn't work. You should know that Africa will develop itself through its local potential and that of its diaspora, and certainly in interdependence with other nations on the planet, but above all, through healthy collaborations. I repeat, healthy, transparent, constructive. There are bright minds and there are also investors in Africa. We are already innovating in Africa. And if this relationship we envision is not co-constructive, we don't want it. So is it over? So it's over with expressions like save Africa. Let's help develop Africa. There are so many miserable people over there. It's over, Mr. President. So, if we truly must live together simply because we absolutely have to, it will be in a state of interdependence, I repeat. But above all else, it must be in mutual respect and a deep appreciation for one another. This is the only way forward. Mr. President, you wanted this summit to be different. You called on us, civil society, fully aware that all we can do is say what we think. You are a president. You can make decisions. So let everyone take responsibility at this summit. Mr. President, I'm going to propose some concrete actions to you. Do you know? I think you do. The AFD, the French Development Agency, will soon turn 80 years old. This is an opportunity to do things differently. Start by changing the name and change the substance as well. As has been said so well, we want partnerships that are clear, that are transparent, where we too can speak, where we have a say, where we can also take action and bring both intellect and financial resources to the discussion table. I will finish. I will finish because I really enjoy exchanging with Mr. President. But I will finish. And I invite you to visualize this with me. If the relationship between African countries and France were a cooking pot, know that this pot is very dirty. It is stained by only a superficial acknowledgement of the abuses committed. It is stained by corruption. It is stained by a lack of transparency. It is stained by demeaning language. It is dirty, Mr. President. I invite you to scrub it clean. Through concrete actions. I have already proposed actions. Now you begin. My friends will do it too. If you absolutely refuse to wash this dirty pot, and if you still insist that you want to cook our dinner in it anyway, then I am telling you right now that I simply won't eat a single bite of that food. We will no longer be able to eat. And the continent of Africa will no longer be able to eat. The meal. Just listen to this. The meal. The meal. The delicious meal will soon be ready, but you will be the only one sitting at the table with such a difficult appetite. A word to the wise. Thanks.
We have what it takes, like they're saying, to develop ourselves. For centuries, they have been preaching how they are here to help Africa, how they are developing Africa, how they are contributing to the development of Africa. Yet, we see the development that it brings. That this development makes African slaves. The aids they give to us do not free us, but makes us dependent. So what is the essence of this aid package that they bring to Africa in the name of helping us or elevate the poverty rate, which we know has never liberated the African? And this message has been sung to the ears of Africans, where we believe that without their aid, we can never move forward. Without their intervention, we cannot do things on our own. That they must understand that we don't need their intervention, because whenever they go in any country to bring any military intervention, we see what happens, especially what happened in Libya. After the intervention in Libya, we saw the T groups now spreading all over. So their intervention, military intervention, has never helped any nation grow up. Like he said, he always condemns what happened in Libya, but that did not stop. Because what was created in Libya is what is growing and spreading to the Sahel and all parts of Africa. Africa, we need ourselves. We need to understand that unity is the only way. That whatever people bring to us will only make us slaves. Because the more you continue to depend on other people, the more you continue to be a slave. Self-dependency is all that we need. Nobody has ever helped Africa. We are in this wahala because of what we have been receiving, the dependency in the name of aid, in the name of people coming here to develop us. When we know, like Paul Kagame said, they come with democracy, with aid, with human rights in one hand, and the other one, they are using it to be taking the resources out of the continent. We need ourselves. We need ourselves for the betterment of our souls. The African is capable of managing his own affairs. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah made it very clear to us. So why should you sit here and be thinking that you need somebody before you can move forward? Like when the attacks happened in Mali, people were sitting here telling us how Russia has failed us. So we need to go back to the West. Not that. We need to now unite and see how best we can help ourselves. For how long will you continue to be dependent on people? We grew to meet the system. The system hasn't changed. What shows it will change? We are programmed to believe that they are here to help us. But our poverty is as a result of the help that we are receiving. Because these things do not allow the African to build his or her potentials. The time for us to wake up is now. They have spoken enough. They have spoken not only to these people, but to us all in Africa. We, those who still have the colonial mentality of letting people come here to change anything for us, to be doing things for us. We have been programmed this way. So even the potentials, our abilities, our innovation, everything of the African is thrown somewhere. The time for you to understand that you need yourself is now. We need ourselves. We have to start seeing ourselves first and see the root cause of what we are seeing in the Sahel, in Nigeria, in Chad, and any part of Africa. as a result of the intervention they brought for the Libyans. There have never been any of this intervention that changed anything, like the rightful said. We need ourselves. The African is capable. Nobody is giving us aid. Nobody is saving Africa. We are saving ourselves. So don't let it continue to sink in your brain that people are here to save us. They are here to help us. Nobody is here to help us. We need ourselves to help ourselves, to protect ourselves, and to fight ourselves. All we need is unity. That's why we are calling for the unification of all of us under one umbrella. Because any other person coming here, like Macron himself rightfully told us, he is here for his interests. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in AES.